The art of cinematography, which refers to the motion picture of photography or how the camera sees the mise-en-scene. We often take for granted how much effort it is for filmmakers to get that perfect shot for every scene. Hello everyone, my name is John Painter, and today I will be taking a look at the cinematography for Ed Wood. To give you a little bit of a background on this film, the film was released on September 28, 1994, and was directed by Tim Burton. The movie stars Johnny Depp, which chronicles Ed Wood's first 3 films and showcases the struggles he had to go through in his persistence to get his movie made despite the terrible odds against him. It makes fun of him and celebrates him, perfectly balancing that line between comedy and drama. This film would go on to win 2 Academy Awards for Best Supporting Actor, Best Makeup and Hairstyle, and even the National Society of Film Critics Award for Best Cinematography. For the cinematography of this scene, I will be going over 3 key aspects, which are the aspect ratio, the masks, and the camera distances. For this scene, Tim Burton uses well-placed camera shots to tell us a story of the moment Ed Wood meets his idol Orson Welles. It takes place 2/3 of the way into the film as Ed becomes both tired and frustrated with the people funding his film, and decides to leave the studio to grab a drink. There are a few key elements to note within the framing portion of this movie's scene. The aspect ratio for this film initially was on a Technicolor 1:8:5:1 and was shot in black and white. The reason Tim Burton did this is because he wanted to capture the essence of the classic cinema while retaining that modern frame of the 90s. The lead cinematographer Stefan Zapsky agreed to Burton's decision as they worked together in filming this movie. We see a medium shot of our protagonist on the left side of the screen while Orson is sitting off in the distance in the view from a long shot. When Ed notices Orson sitting calmly at the table, we get a close-up shot of Ed as we can see expressions of joy and fear. The camera shot does a complete reversal as Ed is now standing from a long shot perspective and slowly makes his way over to Orson, transitioning to a medium shot as Orson remains where he is with an over-the-shoulder medium shot. After they complete their introductions, the scene transitions to close-up shots of both Ed and Orson as they both have a conversation about budget problems, seeing as how they both have something in common. These shots tell us the amount of power that each character has within this scene, with the long shots telling us neither one recognizes the other's presence at first, and then close-up shots when these two filmmakers get into a conversation like a pair of old friends. Another thing to take note is the masking. Within the textbook The Film Experience, it states attachments to the camera cut off portions of the frame so that part of the image is blocked and the eye is directed to the subject of the shot. Ed and Orson use their bodies to take up a portion of the screen, which helps focus on the other subject. So here is a clip of this scene. Make sure to pay attention to how the cinematography is shot within this scene.
Imperial whiskey. Oh my gosh. Orson Welles. Excuse me, sir.
Yes?
Well, I'm a young filmmaker and a real big fan. I just wanted to meet you.
My pleasure. I'm Orson Welles.
I'm, Edward D. Wood, Jr. What you working on?
Well, the financing just fell through for the 3rd time on Don Quixote.
Do you know, I can't believe it. That sounds just exactly like my problems.
It's the damn money men. You never know who's a windbag and who's got the goods. And then they all think they're directors.
Ain't that the truth? Do you know that I've even had producers recut my movies?
I hate when that happens.
And they're always trying to cast their buddies. It doesn't even matter if they're right for the part.
Tell me about it. I'm supposed to do a thriller at Universal. But they want Charlton Heston to play a Mexican.
Ah, Mr. Wells. Is it all worth it?
It is when it works. You know, the one film of mine where I had total control, Kane. The studio hated it, but they didn't get to touch a frame. Ed,
Yes.
visions are worth fighting for. Why spend your life making someone else's dreams?
Thank you. Of course. Mr. Reynolds?
Yeah.
We are going to finish this picture just the way I want it, because you cannot compromise an artist's vision.
But if
Throughout the help of the aspect ratio, the masking, and the camera distance, this scene works so well in order to show us two completely different filmmakers sharing a common problem. Tim Burton does exceptionally well using his own unique form of cinematography to capture this brilliant moment between two filmmakers, despite the fact that neither Ed Wood nor Orson Welles ever met in real life. But you know what Ed Wood would always say?
Nobody will ever notice that. Filmmaking is not about the tiny details, it's about the big picture.
Thanks for watching.